Pisces, this is Mimi with Divination by Mimi. Welcome to your January 1st through the 15th, 2018 reading with tarot and an oracle if necessary and a little bit of astrology. So let's start there. On the 1st, we start off with a bang with a very positive full super moon in the 4th house of Cancer at 11 degrees. 11, master number of service. You love that. You're definitely about the collective, about the spiritual nature of giving. Pisces. So that's amazing. You're going to feel that as well as a trine that you're speaking in a conversation that's happening. So there's a trine that has a couple of interesting key players in water signs. Pisces, you rule the 12th house. Your ruler is Neptune, and Neptune is making a beautiful trine to the moon, to Venus, to Mars. This is an incredible opportunity for downloads. Now, as a Pisces, there's a very good chance you understand as a spiritual being that there's no you or me, there's only we are all one, right? And that the idea that the collective unconscious, because we're all one, we share similar ideas, symbols, archetypes. Well, when we use that language of symbols and archetypes and pictures and energy, that comes through in huge downloads for this particular trine with your ruling planet Neptune, which just fairly recently went direct in your constellation in the 12th house. So that's beautiful. So this means the 1st through the 6th particularly, watch your dreams. You know, keep a dream journal next to your bed because they will be vivid. Listen and feel and be aware of all sorts of sentient information. So that could be anything from hearing a name or seeing an archetype being shown to you repeatedly, either a protagonist or an antagonist, one or the other. Why is this being shown to you? Accidentally taking the wrong route to work, but passing by a billboard that gives you a message and a word that you needed to hear, and suddenly everything makes sense to you. Or just messages actually from past loved ones. It's like the veil is non-existent and the cloud is completely available for you to download, and the Wi-Fi connection's fabulous. So there will be incredible spiritual Akashic downloads available from the 1st through the 6th. Be open to it. Be ready to record them, make note of them, process them, and use them for your upliftment, because that's definitely what you're about. 12th house, right? Final house. Evolution, spiritual evolution. The other aspect that, besides the lovely trine with your ruling planet in your constellation Neptune, or your ruling planet Neptune in your constellation of Pisces, 12th house, is there's one with Mars in Scorpio. So that's the other water house that's involved here. And that Mars energy in Scorpio with the Venus and Moon in the 4th house about relationships is going to be the impetus for change in relationships. So it could be an expression of love in the way of great sex. It could also be a decision to take an action. So you've been dating someone for a long, long time. At this time, you might have the inclination to ask them to marry you. Or on the other side of that, you might want to get a divorce. Or if you are a couple and you've been thinking about and hemming and hawing over having kids, you might take the actions necessary at this time frame because of that Martian energy toward adoption or toward having a baby, you know, in whatever manner you wish to do that. So it's a very positive energy there as well. On the 2nd of June, and that's on the 1st, and you'll feel it, the Neptune particularly, through the 6th. On the 2nd, Uranus, the rebel planet, the change-making planet, the progressive planet. It's been in retrograde for Aries for a very long time, frustrated in that fiery energy, goes direct. So on the 2nd, forward, don't be surprised if you see big changes. This can manifest itself on the negative side in, unfortunately, natural disasters. Because Uranus is an energy that likes change. It does not like stagnation, so it breaks energy up. It's kind of chaotic, but it needs to happen. His energy is necessary for growth. Okay, so as uncomfortable as some of these unexpected changes may be, they're necessary, and we can survive them. It also might show itself in incredible advancements in science, or in revolutionary political actions, activism, things like that. So if it's been progressive, just using politics for a second here, if it's been progressive in Aries in retrograde with things like the move for independence in Catalan, or the J20 protests. Imagine when it's direct. When he's actually able to make some momentum, to make stuff change and happen. Woo! Get ready. So that's that. On the 17th, there is a new moon in Capricorn, and Capricorn's pretty heavily loaded right now with planetary energy. It's got Saturn, which is his ruling planet, and it made its way back to the 10th house, Capricorn's house, on the solstice, the winter solstice, just about a week or so ago, a couple weeks ago. Also, there are the two male power archetypes of Pluto, Lord of the Underworld, and Saturn, Lord of Karma, are in Capricorn, 10th house. And the two archetypal females of Venus and Black Moon Lilith are there as well. So we're being shown all sorts of things about our existence. So watch for that. And then finally, this is a month which is unusual to have a second full moon, but it's a full supermoon. It's a blue moon. It's in Leo, where our North Node is, which is, our collective movement and progression. But it's also an eclipse. So holy shit, a lot's going down in January. Now the other lunations, the new moon in Capricorn and the full supermoon eclipse in Leo, I'm going to go over later on in the second half of the month when I do the 15th through the 30th readings. But that is it that I can think of right now of the relevant astrological aspects. So I'm going to get into your reading. I'm doing a 4-card pull. The 4 cards are based upon a situation in your life. So the first pull, the first card, will represent a situation in your life. If you're feeling stuck, if you lack focus, maybe you started a new job, or maybe you need a job. Maybe you're having trouble in your romantic relationship, and that's what's on your mind. What's on your mind right now should pop up for the first position. There'll be a positive aspect. That's the second card. The third card is a negative aspect. And then the final and fourth card is the overall advice for your current situation, where you're sitting right now. Okay, I am using the Morgan Greer deck, which is a Rider-Waite-Smith based deck. All right, Pisces, let's get into your reading. This is for Pisces, mutable water, ruler of the 12th house, spiritual intelligence, spiritual and emotional intelligence, compassionate, borderless, loving, caring, super spiritual sign. Yours is the last house. It's the spiritual end of the spiritual evolution. It's the end of the oldest house, the most mature sign. What's up with Pisces? 12th house with ruler planet Neptune direct, making lovely trines at the beginning of the month. For January 1st through the 15th, 2018, one more. What's up for Pisces? Mutable water. Mottos I feel for January 1st through, I said one more and I'm doing 2 more. January 1st through the 15th, 2018. Holy Hecate. What's on Pisces' mind right now? What's good? What's bad? What do they want some light shed on? Even if they don't know it. What are they dealing with? What's taking up a lot of sword or mental energy in Pisces' life for January? Thank you. Wow, things are good. First card is the Sun, Major Arcana. Healing, a level of fame in a good way, positive. It's the child, the sun child, Tifereth, Horus or Heru, Christ. It's the prodigal son. It's the sun. It's the energy of the chosen one, and we all are the chosen one. We're the children of. We are a manifestation of divinity. This kind of highlights that. And with that energy and that feeling, there is an air of competency, confidence, health, vitality, just a joyous beaming. So if you feel like there's tingling in your head, any medical things aside, that's wonderful. That generally means that your antenna, your pineal gland, your antenna is on. It's taking in data. It's processing that in an evolved way and in a healthy way, and you're sharing your joy and love and the beauty of your life right now with the world. Positive aspect of that is that you're approaching it as the Fool, as the newborn soul, which is the right way to do it, actually. As a Pisces, as the ruler of the 12th house, I mean, I can understand why there might, I'm not as evolved as Pisces, but I can understand why there might be a tendency to think, oh, well, you know, I'm the 12th house. I got this covered. I pretty much know what's what. But you're actually approaching it the right way, which is if you don't know it all, which is probably why you're the most mature sign. There's always something more to learn, and the Fool definitely teaches us. So this is the brand new soul experiencing a situation for the first time. Negative aspect. Okay. And overall advice. So we know things are good right now. You're feeling good. You're feeling confident. You're approaching things the right way, positively, and that is the right way to approach whatever this is in your life that's making you feel so good, so vibrant, like the sun. The negative aspect is the Hanged Man in reverse. Okay, the Hanged Man in reverse can be indicative of self-righteousness, which it kind of has its root in arrogance, which is kind of what I was saying before. So I don't think that you're embodying that right now. I think this is a warning to make sure you avoid that. And the overall advice, the best way to do that is to lose old limiting patterns of thought or ways of thinking about how things are done. So for example, let's say you're feeling so good because you got a download of something spiritual that's just making you feel so good about the world, about people, about the collective. There's a joyousness to it, and you're loving it, right? And you're approaching it like the brand new soul. You're approaching it like, oh, wow, I'm learning this for the first time, and that's great. That's the positive way to do it. As long as you do not get yourself tied up in old limiting beliefs. So using the analogy I just did, don't suddenly be scared, if we're talking about spirituality here, that you're sinning or that you're offending perhaps a traditional concept of what God is with this new download of information that you've got that got you feeling so beautiful and so vibrant right now. As long as you avoid that fear of offense when you're shedding the old, when you're shedding an outdated idea, when you lose the restriction of that, you will not fall back into the fear-based thinking of arrogance, which is a self-righteousness. Okay? I hope that makes sense. It's clear to me. Enjoy the joy of what you're learning. Approach it with the new eyes that you already are, with the humility, but the expectation of the brand new soul. Get rid of limiting beliefs and doctrines or limiting concepts or constructs you've been brought up with that perhaps might still motivate fear inside of you. And if you do that, you'll avoid any kind of arrogance, fear-based self-righteousness. Okay, that's the only thing about this is the warning that there's a possibility of that. I think that's it. So Pisces, thank you so much for watching. I'm glad yours wasn't that long. Everybody else has been blah, blah, blah. If you would like a personal reading, please email me at mememes@hotmail.com. That email address is in the description box below. Or you can visit my website, my WordPress Divination by Mimi website on WordPress, and book a reading there. Thank you for sharing it. If you don't think it helped you, or if it did help you and you think it might help someone else, share it. It possibly could, the message. If you booked a reading with me, thank you so much. It means a lot that you've trusted me enough to share in your life. And I think that's it. I will see you for the lunations, and then I'll see you for the second half of January for your readings for the second half of January 15th through the 30th, 2018. Can't believe I'm saying 2018. You take good care, Pisces.